Hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. I'm really excited to do this video because it's probably one of my favorites because it's a very integral part of my own personal life. Now I'm going to talk to you today about how to build a custom body. You know, a lot of people like to customize cars and, you know, that kind of thing, customize their furniture, customize clothes even. But what about a custom body? Customizing your body. That's what I want to talk to you about. Now, when I was competing in bodybuilding, it was really important for everything on my body to be completely balanced. My legs had to be a certain size, my arms had to be a certain size, and we wanted everything big. But to be honest with you, I wasn't the biggest competitor on stage. Many times I was one of the smaller competitors. Can't say I was one of the smaller, but definitely not one of the bigger ones. And I competed in the short class, or, you know, I've never weighed on stage over 215 pounds, always under that. So there were a lot of really big bodybuilders, but the way that I trained my body was I could make myself appear to look one way on stage, but actually look completely different when I wasn't on stage. I customized my body. Now, because I'm never going to be on stage again, but I do a lot of speaking, so I'm not training to compete in bodybuilding, but I'm customizing my body so that it looks presentable and I feel good in my skin when I speak. So what I do is I use the 3 energy systems. One is the phosphagen system, which the phosphagen system builds the thick, bulky muscle. And so that's less reps, more rest between sets. And now the next system I use for different areas of my body would be the lactic acid system, where it's a little more ripped and more striated. And then for areas like the waist, and your glutes, you want to use the aerobic system to really trim them down and make them look good. To say the least, the most important thing to me is that when I stand on stage, I'm comfortable in my skin and I feel good about me, because if I do, I present well. If I do, I feel good and I know that I'm that healthy individual that I should be. I'm going to give you an overall perspective of what I'm talking about. So I'm standing there speaking. I've got my shirt on. I want to make sure that my shoulders are thicker and bigger. I want to make sure my arms fit well in my shirt. I want to make sure that my stomach is not bulging out and tight when my shirt is tucked in. And I want to make sure that my waist is trim. So in order to make that happen, I do 8 to 10 heavy reps per set on my shoulders. I'm really building the size of those shoulders. And I take between 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets, because I'm going to try to duplicate that same set that I did previous. And so I want to use as much weight as I possibly can with good form. Never want to sacrifice form. And then when I'm working my biceps and my triceps, it's exactly the same thing. I'm not looking to get my biceps and triceps ripped, partly because I'm not really focusing on being outside on the beach and that kind of thing, but I want my arms to look good in my shirt as I'm speaking. One thing that's really important to me is to make sure that at all times I maintain a six-pack. Some people, they don't mind getting out of shape a little bit and, you know, letting their bellies cover over. Why? I mean, so I want to maintain some level of keeping a six-pack. So I want to make sure that I continue to work those abs and the waist in a way that it always somewhat tapers. Every now and then I'll put a little bit around my waist, but as soon as I do, I immediately start working trying to get that off. It's important to realize that that comes through nutrition and the aerobic activity that you're doing. If you're a little bit overweight and you want to have that six-pack, you want to have a sturdy body, you absolutely cannot shy away from that aerobic activity. If your metabolism is like mine, I don't have a slow metabolism, but I have a medium metabolism, so it's easy to put on lean muscle, but it's also easy to put on extra body fat. So I want to be real careful to make sure that I keep that cardio and that diet tuned in somewhat year-round. Now, for my lower extremities, I don't want to ever have chicken legs. I used to, when I was younger, that was always a fear of mine. I've seen so many bodybuilding competitors in Europe that they had these great upper bodies and these chicken legs. I was like, oh my goodness, I never want to have chicken legs. So I keep my legs in shape also, and they're a little easier. Once you get your legs to a certain size, it's easier to maintain it. It's getting it there that's the hard part. So right now I'm not doing any heavy lifting on my legs because it involves the back, the lower back. But heavy leg press, I continue to do those, leg extension, leg curls, and calf raises, and that maintains my legs. With a workout that facilitates what I just told you is going to get my body into shape in such a way that I feel good as a presenter. Now, what you need to do is figure out what your ideal body type would look like, what you want to look like in your clothes, what you want to look like, or what goals you have. Don't just go in the gym and start working out and just picking up weights. You've got to have a goal and then shoot for that goal. Take some pictures of what you look like now and take some pictures of what you want to look like, and then you put together a program and you back into reaching your goal. Once you back into it, then you begin to move forward until you have that body that you desire to have. And that's called sculpting. Sculpt your body into the body that you prefer having. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is something that I practice on a consistent basis. So until next time, God bless you, subscribe, thumbs up, tell somebody about us.